There's been a bit that happened this week along with a new developing story, and I'm not buying it. Let's get to it. What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. I know I haven't been very consistent with the uploads, but they are coming, I promise you. I am working on a lot of stuff. I'm watching a lot of film, and so it's hard for me to try to make other videos and then do the film and then also have my life to live. So the New York Giants mock draft will be coming out soon, along with my actual NFL mock draft. Is going to be one round, the first round of the mock draft. So that's coming out soon. I've been watching a lot of film. Obviously, I want to know a lot about these players, and I'm a little behind schedule, so I'm trying to hurry that up. So there was news in the past couple of days as the New York Giants finally found their defensive coordinator after interviewing what seems to be like everybody for this job. But after missing out on candidate Denard Wilson, who took the Tennessee Titans defensive coordinator job, the Giants got the, I guess, sloppy seconds, the former Tennessee Titans defensive coordinator in Shane Cohen. Now, you guys can watch Talking Giants' kind of big breakdown on Shane Cohen, how he was as a defensive coordinator. I'll just keep it short, nice and simple for you guys. As far as he goes, it's a mid pickup. Honestly, it's not going to be an improvement over Wink, even though Wink in his past defense hasn't been that good because he is a heavy blitzing defensive coordinator. So yeah, you're going to be very vulnerable towards the pass when the blitz doesn't work and the pressure doesn't get there. However, when it comes to Shane Cohen, he's been pretty mid in his career as a defensive coordinator. He's done some good things for the Tennessee Titans, but there has been a low pressure rate and a mid pass defense from Shane Cohen. It's nothing really spectacular. His run defense, however, has been good with the defense with the Tennessee Titans for the past 3 years. He was defensive coordinator, so that's something we can look forward to. The Giants had a bottom of the league run stopping unit with the defense, and hopefully that gets a little better with Shane Cohen, but I don't expect any much more than that. With our first story I want to talk about is the Giants promoting Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, just randomly to assistant head coach. Now, he's had a couple of head coaching interviews in the past couple of years. After year one with the Giants, after the 2022 season, he had an interview with the Arizona Cardinals where he was the runner-up for that Cardinals job, but he unfortunately lost to Jonathan Gannon.
Shots. Explosives.
Yeah, so this year he was a finalist for the Seattle Seahawks job. I believe he had 2 interviews there as well. It seems like whoever does interview Mike Kafka does like him for the job. It's just I don't know what it is. He just can't seem to get it done. Mike Kafka has returned to the Giants. He is the offensive coordinator, and to just make sure he stays, the Giants promoted him to assistant head coach. Now listen, I've been watching a lot of Suits, okay? I've been watching Suits. So trust me when I know that this was definitely an optics move. When it comes to the corporate world, when it comes to how business is done, one of very few things that matters in that world is optics. And for you not to look like the bad guy all the time, you don't want to ruin your reputation because that can affect other people coming to your business, which would be the Giants. The Giants, it seemed to have struggled to find their defensive coordinator, and I think honestly, the Giants just kind of went with who they had at the moment. I know a lot of people said that Shane Cohen could have been the defensive coordinator they wanted all the time. I don't think that is whatsoever. Otherwise, they wouldn't have tried to interview just about everybody for it, and they came to a decision very, very late in the process. So when I see Mike Kafka be promoted to assistant head coach after everything we've heard about the Wink Martindale with Brian Daboll dilemma and drama, with Mike Kafka and his involvement in it just seems a little bit too fishy for me, honestly. I mean, if you read the reports, especially the report coming from the Wink Martindale side, I believe it was from one Pat Leonard, that's his name. When you read the article from Pat Leonard, which is basically telling Wink Martindale as part of the story, you really come out with the impression that Mike Kafka was just straight up bullied by Brian Daboll, and he was just a little guy to pick on because he's the new guy. He's new to this, coordinator stuff. This is coming off his second year ever as an offensive coordinator, and he's kind of learning as he goes. And apparently Brian Daboll, this is all alleged, nobody knows if this is true or not, but Brian Daboll really laid into Mike Kafka especially, and because he knew that Mike Kafka was more of a yes man, he's the younger guy, and he was just going to sit there and take it. And that's what I kind of came away with from the whole story there. So seeing Brian Daboll promote Mike Kafka after all the problems that Mike Kafka has had in these past 2 years, there's been a lot of, speculation on if he should even be calling the plays. It just seems a little too weird to see Brian Daboll promote Mike Kafka to an assistant head coaching job with no sort of rebuttal, no response to the allegations that were, allegations, just an article on what was going on. Nobody's really paid attention to it. We haven't heard from Brian Daboll since. Actually, we haven't heard from Brian Daboll even before that article came out, so we really don't know what's going on. But we haven't even heard Mike Kafka's side of the story. We heard Brian Daboll's side of the story first, then we heard Wing Martindale's. Nothing about Mike Kafka. It really just seems to me that the Giants promoted him to say, hey, there was rumors that Mike Kafka got bullied by Brian Daboll. Well, that can't be the case, because now he's assistant head coach. What do you guys have to say about it now? Seems like there was no controversy to begin with. It just seems like it was just rumors. It just looks like they're just trying to dampen this all out. They're trying to make it go away. Also, Shea Tierney, the quarterback's coach, was also promoted to pass game coordinator, which is cool too. So glad to see some promotions happening within the building. But let's get on to the article I really wanted to talk about, and that is the one by Jordan Schultz. I'll be looking at Giants Wire to cover this, but this is the article by Jordan Schultz. Not the article, but the story is by Jordan Schultz. So pretty much you can read the headline here. The Giants aren't ready to shut the door on Daniel Jones here, and this, I don't know. I know Jordan Schultz is a fellow Bleacher Report reporter. As you guys know, I've worked with Bleacher Report in the past as well, so no hate whatsoever. But I think this is a load of baloney. That's quite frankly what I think. But we'll go over the whole article because there's not too much to go over, not a lot of words here. But it starts as like this: the New York Giants general manager Joe Schoen and head coach Brian Daboll have been unwavering in their support of quarterback Daniel Jones. This is true. We have seen Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll go up to bat in these press conferences for Daniel Jones. That's fine. Even if they hate Daniel Jones, I want them to see them support him, because we do not want the impression that the GM and the head coach hate Daniel Jones or don't like him or don't trust him. It's going to cause chaos and controversy within the fan base and within the media. It's just not ideal to do. Even if you don't like him, I don't want you to say that you don't like him. I want you to lie to me. I'm sorry. Despite that, fans continue to insist that's nothing but lip service and that the team will select Jones's replacement in the 2024 draft. It's best to pump those brakes. Now, I had nothing against Jordan Schultz, and this may be true, but to tell us flat out to just not think the Giants are going to replace Daniel Jones and say they have the utmost confidence in him, I just won't believe it until I see it. So let's keep going. Bleacher Report's Jordan Schultz reports that while the Giants may select a quarterback in the early rounds, something that is far from guaranteed, the plan remains to start Jones in the 2024 and potentially beyond. No duh. Definitely 2024. I don't care if you get Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick. If you still have Jones and he's healthy, I fully expect you to start Jones. That's just what I think. Yeah, he's getting paid the big money. He's the incumbent starter. There is no reason not to start Daniel Jones because you're paying him that money. I would expect you to, go ahead and start Daniel Jones. But beyond is quite alarming because I'll talk about it in a second. This is from Jordan Schultz. He says, I can tell you that the Giants still believe in Daniel Jones. The Giants still believe, as does Brian Daboll, in Daniel Jones. And the players still do. There's a lot of guys in that locker room that believe Daniel Jones is and should be the guy moving forward. Schultz suggests that Jones' regression in 2023 has been viewed through a more fair lens inside the building than outside of it. Daboll and the Giants recognize that the offensive line was a failure and that the injuries to the skill position players piled up. This just seems like what we've been hearing for a long time. John Mara, which I believe John Mara, and I agree that they ruined Daniel Jones' career. But it's time to move past that. I really feel like this fan base and this franchise is really just trying to make sure it works with Daniel Jones instead of just making sure that the Giants are successful. Like, it really just seems like it's like no man left behind. We are going to make sure we succeed with you. But if it doesn't work out, you're going to be left with nothing, because the Giants are in such a good position to get themselves a quarterback here. If they don't, then they don't, because there is a chance that the Giants come out with no good quarterback at the 6th pick, and they may have to get one in the 2nd round, and then there's a bigger chance that Daniel Jones still remains a starter beyond the 2024 season. But you don't want to take that chance. Daniel Jones is due a lot of money, and I don't want to sit there and go another year without drafting a quarterback, and the Giants pay him another, $50 million, because as the years go on in his deal, he gets paid that much more money. And that is just something I don't want to keep going with if we know that there's a dead end on this Daniel Jones era. The Giants are not ready to shut the door on him. There's a lot still to be played out in terms of the Daniel Jones Giants situation. What I've been told is that not only does the staff and Brian Daboll believe in Daniel Jones, but Kafka and the players do as well. It just seems like he's saying the same exact thing in every paragraph. I mean, we get it. They believe in him. You combine both of those things together, there's a really good shot that Daniel Jones next season is the starting quarterback, and that he does return to the type of success he had in 2022. Here's the thing, and I want to be very, very blunt with you guys, okay? And we're going to go back to this article in a second. I have a point to make. There's something, I have to be blunt with you guys. I liked Daniel Jones in the 2022 season. From that season, I thought he should have been paid his money, but not $40 million. I did want him to return in the next season, but I'm sorry. The 2022 season is not enough. The 2022 season was a great season for a quarterback still on a rookie contract. When you have a quarterback that is being paid $40 million plus a year, because it is $40 million per year, like in an average, but he is not going to be paid $40 million moving on. He's going to be paid a lot more. As the years goes on, he's going to be paid a lot more money. And I'm sorry, the 2022 season may be your bar, but it's not my bar for a quarterback being on a second contract like that. He has to do more. All right. He hasn't had, you have to have at least more than 20 passing touchdowns. I mean, that should be a bar right there. And I don't even think 20 is that impressive, but you have to do more. And, I just don't know why we think 2022 was some magical season from Daniel Jones. It was good. It was great, even in my opinion. It was very. I liked it. I don't love it. I liked it. And I thought he should have been paid and was given a fair shot and deserved to have another go with the Giants in at least another year, whether that be through a franchise tag or however. But we have to see more from Daniel Jones. We just have to. It's really, really sad that we get very similar production from an undrafted free agent rookie like Tommy DeVito, who we thought was just a meme. And then Tyrod Taylor, who is a journeyman quarterback who has never thrown for more than 300 yards in his entire career, but did it with the Giants in a game. And Daniel Jones just looked... I mean, besides the second half of the Arizona Cardinals game, Daniel Jones has not looked good. And I am a real Giants fan for coming out and just flat out saying it. So look, I still want the Giants to draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft. There's no debate about it. This article, nor will any article, convince me otherwise. And I still think the Giants have a chance to do that. However, if the Giants do get a quarterback in the first round, they are having their doubts about Daniel Jones and the future moving forward. If they get a quarterback in the second round and later, then we could be talking about a quarterback competition. But I'll tell you this right now. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2020 draft when they drafted Jalen Hurts, okay? I believe this was the 2020 draft when they drafted Jalen Hurts. He was behind Carson Wentz. They did not have much confidence in Carson Wentz. Just because you drafted a quarterback in the second round doesn't mean you still have utmost confidence in your quarterback that you have now. It just means that you found the value there in the second round that you didn't see in the first. So that is all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys think the Giants are going to replace Daniel Jones in the 2024 season, due to drafting a quarterback, or is he the quarterback of the future and the Giants are going to stick with their guy? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.